What happens when Kathy goes out on her marriage, and does she learn her lesson? My name is Ted, and I'm a 52-year-old man living in New York. I recently went through a divorce with my wife, Kathy, who was 47 when we separated. We had been married for 20 years and have a 19-year-old son named Ron, who is pursuing his education in a different city. I run a small business and make decent money, which allowed us to live comfortably. I first met Kathy in a bar in New York City nearly 25 years ago. It was a chance encounter on a Friday night. I was out with some friends enjoying drinks when I noticed Kathy across the room. She had a magnetic presence that drew me in, and I decided to strike up a conversation. We hit it off instantly. We talked for hours that night, and I was captivated by her intelligence, wit, and free-spirited nature. She was full of energy and enthusiasm for life. We started dating shortly after that night, and our connection grew stronger with each passing day. After a few years, I proposed to her in Central Park under the shade of a beautiful oak tree. She said yes, and we got married in a small, intimate ceremony, surrounded by our closest friends and family. Since my business was doing well, I never had financial issues living in New York. I provided Kathy with a luxurious lifestyle. However, most of Kathy's friends were married to wealthy men, living lives of leisure and luxury. Over time, many of them got divorced and received substantial monthly alimony from their ex-husbands. I always warned Kathy to stay clear of these so-called friends. I never liked them, and I hated the days when I had to pick her up from their parties. There were even times when some of her friends tried to hit on me, but I never told Kathy about these incidents and chose to ignore them. Kathy always assured me that her friends would never influence her love for me or our family. I trusted her, and life went on. On Kathy's 45th birthday, she went out with her friends to celebrate. I wanted to spend the evening with her, but she insisted that one of her friends was leaving town and wanted to meet. Reluctantly, I let her go and spent the evening alone with a bottle of Jack Daniels. Kathy was very active on Instagram and TikTok, posting daily updates. Her birthday celebration was live streamed on her account, and what I saw disgusted me. Her friends brought a cake shaped like a male organ, complete with white cream on top. Kathy took a bite from it and cut the cake, while her friends cheered and danced. Later, I saw that her group had gone to a male strip club. When Kathy returned, I confronted her. I told her that her actions were indecent and inappropriate, especially for a married woman with a 19-year-old son who could see everything she posted. I asked her about the strip club, and she explained that it was a surprise planned by her friends. I replied that the surprise ended when she chose to walk through the door of such a place. I made it clear that I was deeply unhappy with her behavior, and that her actions didn't reflect those of a married woman. She started crying, and I left her alone, refusing to sleep in our bedroom that night. The next morning, she didn't speak to me and left for the gym. Things were tense between us, and they only got worse. 2 weeks later, I asked her if she was holding a grudge over what happened on her birthday. She accused me of being jealous, claiming that I didn't have friends and could never throw such amazing parties. I was shocked by her response. I told her that I didn't go to strip clubs because I had a wife, and I found her behavior disgusting. I ended the conversation and left for work. Things didn't improve much after that, though. We started talking again. Kathy became even more active on TikTok, and her daily vlogs gained a lot of attention. I stopped watching her content and focused on my life. On my birthday, I spent time with my son, and Kathy was physically present, but more engrossed in her phone, interacted with her followers. My son was annoyed and asked me what was wrong with her. I joked that she had been bitten by the social media bug, and we laughed it off. However, on our way back home, I couldn't hold back my frustration. I pulled the car over on the side of the highway and asked Kathy to step out. I was seething with anger but tried to control myself. She stepped out and started filming the view, sharing it live on her social media. I took her phone, stopped the stream, and told her firmly that when she's spending time with family, she needs to be present. I said that our family deserved her time and attention, not her camera. She stood there silently and later got back in the car, refusing to engage in a conversation. A year passed. It was time for her birthday again. I wished her at midnight, and gave her a beautiful diamond-studded gold bracelet. She kissed me, but a few minutes later, she got ready and left with her friends. I was furious. When she returned, I asked her if I even meant anything to her anymore. She was drunk, and I didn't expect a coherent response. The next morning, I asked her if she would go to therapy with me, as I felt our relationship wouldn't survive if things continued this way. She rushed out with her juice and left for the gym. I stayed home that day determined to have a serious conversation. When she returned with her friends, I asked her to come to the bedroom so we could talk. The scene was awkward, but I had to address the issue. I asked her directly what she wanted and if she was even willing to invest in our relationship. Kathy sat down and admitted that she'd been thinking about divorcing me for the past 2 years. She said she felt like she was at a stage in her life where she wanted to start over. I was livid. I told her that her friends were nothing but lonely, depressed women who preyed on rich men for money. I warned her that the world outside wasn't as glamorous as it seemed, and that there were people who would take advantage of her. She screamed back, "So what? I want to live my life. I won't come looking for you for sympathy." I told her, "If you do, you'll only find wolves and hyenas, and they'll feed on what's left of you." She responded, "So be it, but I'll be content." The room fell silent. That day, no more words, no more discussions. A day later, Kathy posted a video announcing she had been planning her divorce for the past 2 years and was finally getting what she wanted. "I'm just being honest," she said. "I don't know what to do next. I'm tired, so I'm getting a divorce. I've tried to change so many things about my life. I'm scared a little bit, a lot, but now you're getting cold feet. It's just the beginning. Reality is coming, and it's going to hit hard." She called me multiple times. I answered, and she said she just wanted to talk because she missed me. I gave it one last shot and asked if she wanted to reconsider her decision. Once the papers were filed the next day, there would be no turning back. She hung up. A few weeks later, we were divorced. Kathy moved out, and we never said our goodbyes. My son took it hard, but he admitted he saw it coming. A day after the divorce, Kathy posted, "I'm doing okay. A week ago, I couldn't see any light ahead of me, but now there are little pricks of light, like tiny holes in aluminum foil. Not enough to see what's on the other side, but enough to know there's light there. Even on the worst days, I go to bed knowing I'm closer to that light. I'll look back on this and say, I didn't freeze. I moved forward. I am capable. I can do this. Good luck with poking your foils." A few days later, she posted again, "Do a little more research into why so many women are realizing they don't need men. I don't have to put up with abuse or infidelity anymore. I don't even need a man to have a baby. That doesn't mean I don't want a man in my life or that all men are bad. Here's a new man in my life." She introduced a handsome 20-something with six-pack abs and a chiseled body. Well, I thought, that's some good use of my money. I left for the office knowing this wouldn't end well. The next day, I saw another video of Kathy crying, saying she had broken up with a guy. I knew it wouldn't last, but that was fast. A mutual friend told me Kathy hadn't broken up with him. She'd been dumped. She was too ashamed to admit it publicly. Not long after, she was seen with another young man at a restaurant. I happened to be there for a meeting and left quickly once it was over. Kathy didn't see me. Watching her with another man was awkward, but this time it didn't hurt. I felt nothing. A friend shared a video titled 40 and Naughty with me. It was Kathy dancing in lingerie at a private party, even taking her top off while her friends cheered. I blocked my friend. A few days later on TikTok, I saw Kathy standing by a pool in a bikini flaunting her body. "This is what a 47-year-old looks like," she said. A new low. She shared her Tinder profile. 2. I clicked the link and saw her nearly naked with only a few patches of clothing covering the essentials. Kathy posted another video where she was out with yet another young guy. He didn't seem happy to be on camera, immediately pulling up his hoodie. It was clear he was just there for some fun and would disappear soon. A few days later, Kathy posted again, "I made a decision. Do I regret it? I don't know. Did I make a mess? I don't know. I guess it wasn't that bad. But today, I think my marriage wasn't bad. It was fine. My husband loved me, and I screwed it up. I'm a mess. Ted warned me, but I didn't listen. I just want my old life back. I've lost my husband, and my friends are gone. I just want to go back to my family. You were warned, but you didn't listen. Now that Chad and Ty are done with their pump and dump, you want to come back? Hell no. I don't eat leftovers. Kathy showed up at my office one day. I asked why she was there, and she said she wanted to come back home. I chuckled. Home? There is no home. I sold our house and paid for your new Nirvana pad, as you called it. There's no home. She asked if she could live with me. I told her I share my bed with a loyal Giant Bernard, my dog, and he doesn't like strangers near me. I'm not a stranger, she said. Yes, Kathy, to that dog you are, and there's no place in my life for you. My name is Will Smith, and you're not Jada Pinkett Smith. If my wife chooses something other than me, it's over for her. I'm off limits. I don't sit around making sob faces. I take it on the chin and move on. Kathy left crying. I went home to my dog. Later, I saw another post from Kathy where she talked about her disillusionment with the world and how hard it is for a woman her age to find love again. Yes, Kathy, I thought you were warned. You don't start dating at 47. A fruit is eaten when it's ripe. If you delay, it rots. Nature gives us lessons, but we ignore them. You had everything, yet you look for something out of bounds for a married woman. So you left. Now you're left out. I may not marry again. I'm in my 50s, and I don't see the point in trying to find love. My dog gives me enough love. I'll transfer my assets to my son when he's ready to take my place at the office.